welcome to Monday. Another bitch fest begins.
What are you talking about? We were doing a great show before it started.
That's true. We were. I forgot to hit the play button. We just sat there doing a show talking about
We did a few minutes before we were joined by you people.
It was good.
That was good.
Too bad we got to move on to
the real world.
Yeah.
We moved from wrestling to the real load of shit that's out there.
Man, I've been taking a beating today, boy, on social media.
Really?
I really don't know why I do this. So now I've eliminated pretty much all my liberal friends minus one. And the one happens to be used to be like the curator of the Rock Hall or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I don't really have anything against him. He just posts stuff that I don't really necessarily agree with a lot of.
Sure.
But I don't try to fight with him because, again, I've always liked him. I had a good relationship with him. Nice guy.
Right.
But I still don't like what he posts, so I'll make comments on the post. At which point, every single one of his little minions comes out of the woodwork to just beat the shit out of him.
Well, that's what you get when you post on a liberal dude's page.
You ever heard of Gary Locanti?
I know of Henry Locanti that used to own the Agora. I'd imagine Gary's his kid or something.
I don't know. He does. Yeah, apparently, he's like a screenwriter and music promoter, so it might be him.
Okay.
I don't know, but he does like shitty movies that I've never heard of and stuff like that. And might be him though. But I mean, like him and I were going at it the other day. Some of these people I know are like big time people, dude, because this guy has good friends.
Okay.
He doesn't just have it's not like me and Charlie the mechanic who are texting right now back and forth.
Right.
But he's got big time, high ranking people that he talks to, and man, some of them are just ripping the shit out of me for just the stupidest things. Like today, there was a post online about Taylor Swift,
mm-hmm.
and he was saying. The post said, anyways, it was more of a meme than anything. It just said, Taylor is just a nice, sweet girl and who's done so many great things for people across this country, blah, 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 blah. And all I did was make a comment, and all I said was, unless Taylor Swift is buying my groceries or my gas, I don't care who she's voting for. Or she's not going to tell me who to vote for.
Okay.
At which point, I got bombarded by the Swifties, apparently.
Well, you don't attack Taylor Swift.
Who decided that I am a dick because I said I'm not going to listen to Taylor Swift and her telling me who to vote for. I said, I mean, I didn't really say a whole lot until I started getting attacked. At which point I said something like, she's made a living off of singing songs about every single bad choice she's made in life. And become a billionaire off of it, yet I'm supposed to trust her in her choice for president. She also supported Biden, and we saw how well that worked out. So I mean,
works out for her fine when she doesn't have to pay $10 a carton of eggs or whatever.
That's just it. She doesn't care who the hell is president. If Donald Trump became president tomorrow, it won't affect her life even a little bit.
Nope.
It won't even bother her a little.
No. I just don't know why you engage in it because it makes you crazy.
Are we on Rumble?
We're on Rumble.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I didn't know
Who said we're not? There's 37 people disagreeing right now if somebody's saying that they're not.
Well, no, I don't. I just don't see any comments. So.
Yeah, we're there. There's just nobody commented. There's one. There you go. There's your comment.
So I was taking a beating. Then this one guy, Neil Wiliams, and he spells it like Neal, Williams.
Okay.
He made some shitty comment to me and, basically called me a piece of shit. And I looked him up, and he's like a service member, or used to be a service member, retired service member, Air Force, whatever.
Okay.
And I said, although we may disagree, I want to say thank you for your service. I appreciate it. Okay. At which point, he basically called me a piece of shit again. So then I sent him a private message, and I said, sir, I just want to say again, we may disagree politically, but I want you to know that I really thank you for your service. Right? And he sends a message back, not to me personally, privately, but a message on that same thread, again calling me a piece of shit, wacko lunatic, cultist, maggot, and then says at the end, and don't ever private message me. If you want to talk to me, you do it publicly.
Okay, you're a cunt.
Said, you are a pathetic POS. I said, I will talk to you whenever and however I want to fucking talk to you, you loser.
Yeah.
And then he blocked me and
of course
deleted all of his comments until he didn't want to have anything to do with that conversation. And so
of course.
I'm at a loss anymore because I want to have what I consider constructive conversation. But there is no constructive.
You better find right-wing friends, dude, because there's no constructive criticism. There's no constructive conversation with left-leaning people. There's not.
No, there's not.
So don't do it.
You either get, I'm not talking about this with you anymore, click, blocked, phone gone, whatever it is, or you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're terrible, you're gone. I don't know what else to do.
Well, you do know what to do. Stop. Stop talking to these fucking people.
There was another one. What was it? Somebody posted. Oh, do you remember seeing a story about the high school football coach who wanted his players to pray at midfield and stuff after the game or whatever? Mm-hmm. And you didn't see a whole lot of like players complaining about it. It wasn't like that was the big story. You saw some parents whose kids weren't on the team complaining about it, saying, "Oh my God, prayer in school! How dare you, you dumb bastard!" And they were all complaining about it. But so another post says, talking about that article and said, "Oh yeah, it's like." You people with your pagan religions and obeying your silly gods. And I said, well, wait a second. Let me just get this straight. A pride flag over an American flag in school is okay. Critical race theory being taught in school is okay. Using pronouns that don't agree with science for these students is okay. But a little prayer on the center field of the football game is on the 50-yard line is a crime, and we need to ban it, and the world is going to hell. These people have fucking lost their minds, dude.
Yeah, but they play into your insecurities
no,
too.
Don't.
Yeah, they do.
How? He didn't post it for me.
How? Simple. Because you try to act rational and come back at them. Don't be rational and come. If somebody comes at you irrationally, you got two choices. Fuck them, just ignore them forever, or hit them square in the fucking jaw. If you try to come at somebody rational and they say, you're just a fucking lunatic, okay, well, suck my dick. And I wish you were in the Air Force and your plane fucking crashed, you cocksucking fuckface. That's how you fucking battle back. And you know what? Me answering that way would get the same answer that you got, except for I got the satisfaction of fucking pissing him off.
I mean, if anybody's at home, you're bored, just look up Neal, Neal Williams on Facebook and see what a lovely gentleman that guy is.
Well, and here's another thing, not for nothing, and I'll answer this as a veteran to veteran. Being a vet does not give you an excuse to be a dick. Just because you served, that doesn't mean shit. There's fucking millions of people that fucking served. So get off your high horse, fucking service guy, that you can fucking hide behind your service. Fuck you, pussy.
And I was trying to be as polite as humanly possible. I said, hey, look, I know we disagree politically, but I just want to thank you for the service to this country. I was
to which
totally
the response,
support you, the police.
Yeah. And the right response would have been, appreciate that, but we don't agree on this. But no, he had to go a different level, so fuck him and his service. Fuck him. His service means no more than anybody else's. Sorry if that's too harsh, but that's coming from somebody that did serve in a war. So suck my dick.
Taylor isn't a problem. The policy she's voting for is. And that's what I said, for God's sake, to these people. I said, these Swifties are attacking me. And I'm saying, look, my daughter loves Taylor Swift. I have no problem with Taylor Swift's music. Her concerts look great. I think it's fantastic. But I think a woman that is charging thousands of dollars per ticket for these kids going to see her concert, and she has no idea how many bills are not getting paid because they're doing something nice for their child and trying to take them somewhere that they want to go and spending literally thousands of dollars per seat to see her play is going to tell me what policies are good to vote for? Get the fuck out of here.
She's a typical self-important rich person. That's what she is. And to give her any more credence than that just shows weakness on anybody's part that does. She's a typical self-important rich person who has no concept of what real people go through. So her little statuses and whatnot should mean nothing. And I know that you're going to get the stupid that are aged 13 to 30 that will listen to her, but just call it the way it is. She doesn't know anything about real life. So fuck her and teach your kids. Fuck her. If you want to enjoy her music, fine. I enjoy Pearl Jam, and I would shit on Eddie Vedder's mouth before I'd listen to him give a political speech.
Amen to that one.
You know, I mean, he's a douchebag. I like his tunes.
Me too.
I won't stop listening to his tunes, but to take any of his politics to heart, fuck him.
And then some jackass says, "Oh, yeah, what about Hulk Hogan? Blah 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 blah. You like Hulk Hogan, okay?
So
yes, I like Hulk Hogan as a wrestler. Yes, if Hulk Hogan said, "Hey, you want to have a real American beer with me?" I might go have one. But you know what? I'm not going to listen to when it comes to Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's policies on the country.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Because you know what? I try to educate myself and not sit there and listen to a fucking celebrity tell me what to do. I don't care who it is, whether it's Hulk Hogan, Taylor Swift, one of the Browns players. I don't give a shit. You know what I want to hear? If a Browns player says, "Hey, I'm a fat guy lineman and I really like this restaurant," I might say, "Well, you know what? Maybe there's a reason why that fat guy lineman likes this restaurant.
Yeah.
Maybe they have good food." But I'm not listening to a fat guy lineman tell me how this country's going to get better.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, isn't it ironic, too? I'm swinging back to Swifty for a minute. I watched that Chiefs game yesterday, and it's the first time I can ever remember not seeing Brittany Mahomes.
Why?
Well, I know why. Because she came out and supported the bad man.
Right.
So now she's banned from TV. But every time fucking Travis Kelce made a catch, we got to see Taylor. That was great.
See that guy. It changes his look because a woman tells him to.
He's a puss. Well, not only that. What a bunch of pussies they are at the fucking networks. Oh my God, dude! At one point yesterday, Kelce, I think he scored a touchdown. So I think it was I forget who the announcer was, but the announcer goes, "That's six for Kelce, unlike the 7 that Taylor got over the weekend," meaning that she got like 7 Grammys or whatever.
Ugh.
I was like, shut the fuck up. No one cares. No one cares that's watching football, or very few that are watching football. I watch Twitter because you always get these other faggots like Robert Griffin Jr. the third, who's a real piece of shit, but he's always on Twitter, and he took like a stance today over Taylor Swift. Why does this bother you guys so much that Taylor Swift is on the football broadcast? It was a litany of reasons why that were all legit. And they all basically said what I say and what everybody says. You want to show her once or twice during the game? Cool. When your guy scores the big touchdown, cool. Show her celebrating. That's fine. Every time the guy catches the ball is not a Taylor Swift moment. It's just not.
Right. No.
So there's this whole string of people saying this, and the few that were, and this is the telltale, the very few that were like, Taylor's wonderful, and I love that they show her. It's all chicks.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's all chicks. So it's the chicks that are watching the game with their boyfriends. And the only reason they're watching is because Taylor fucking Swift is on the TV.
She's just following her demographics. Her opinion is all about the Benjamins. If it was all about the Benjamins, she might want to wisen up and pick somebody that would actually benefit her as the president.
I disagree with you fully.
Well, she's got all the money she needs anyway. So
not only that, she's also bought into the club that will let her keep making money.
Well, yeah, right.
You know, there's a reason that all these celebrities are lefties, and it's because when they reach a certain status, they get the Bono status of you could do anything you want. You could put out shit music all you want, and we'll continue to have you on every show and continue to give you awards and pretend that people still care about your music. U2 is the most primary example of that ever. They have not put out a really good album since Octoon Baby, probably.
I was going to say maybe before that.
Yeah, I liked Octoon Baby, was okay.
It wasn't bad.
It was good. It was good enough. I mean, it wasn't the Joshua Tree or, Sunday Bloody Sunday or any of that stuff. But it's been that long since they've put out a good record.
Well, because all of a sudden he became woke. Crazy.
Yeah, but look at every time.
Cool.
But look at every time the U2 puts out a song or an album.
They play the shit out of it.
They play the shit out of it. It's on every TV show. They're opening for a football game. They're on Good Morning America. They're doing everything. Why? Because he's a fucking liberal. They've allowed him to keep fucking making money. Meanwhile, Drea Di Matteo, who's hot as fuck, can't get into a movie and has to go to OnlyFans to make her living.
Where's the
Stop. She's on OnlyFans. And she said that's why, because she got drummed out of Hollywood by liberals for being a right winger.
It's happened to a lot of people, man.
It has. Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo was a big, big star until he came out with his politics, and now he's lucky if he could direct traffic for a fucking high school.
We had him on Bob's TV show. And he definitely talked about all that stuff, dude. I mean, it's crazy what they did to that poor guy.
Yeah. But that's everybody. Dean Cain.
That's another one we had on Bob's show. Some of these right-wing guys that we've found will come on the show and they will talk about that stuff too.
Sure. Well, and look, we had on this show, we had Bo Duke.
Yeah. Another one
that got thrown out, and he told us point blank, he's not changing his opinions. He doesn't give a shit. And good for him, but he's cost himself probably tens of millions of dollars.
I was gonna say millions of bucks he's cost himself.
To be an honest human being. Because that's one thing that the left side does not want is honesty. They don't want it. That's why they hate the Trump thing so much. That's why not Trump himself, but Trump supporters. Because Trump supporters are pretty honest about what they want. You know what I mean? They're not... Donald Trump, I'm not going to say Donald Trump's honest or not, because the minute I say he's honest, then you're going to get 15 people saying, well, what about this lie? And what about that? Fine, he's a liar. I don't care. What I do know is that people that support right-wing conservative values are genuinely more honest than people that lean to the left.
Nah.
Left-leaning people will lie, and then when they don't get their way, when you try to hit them back with, well, here's the facts of it, you're a fucking lunatic. You want Hitler to come back and kill the Jews and the blacks and women, and you don't want you want to take back suffrage and all this other shit. They're fucking lunatics. And they can't fight fair, so they lie. That's what they do.
Roseanne's another one. She got tossed from her own fucking show because of the way she lives.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Exactly.
And I didn't even like her at the very beginning of her career, but it's true. The Roseanne show, she got kicked off of it.
Which is pretty crazy. And I don't know if you ever, I was a big fan of the Roseanne show.
Oh, yeah.
The Roseanne original show was left-leaning, even though Roseanne was not.
Right.
I mean, they tackled abortion and, running away from home and dealing with your kids and, dealing with poverty and all this other. I mean, they covered a lot of shit that was very left-leaning, and they covered it in a left-leaning way.
But you have to remember, though, the climate of right versus left wasn't the same back then as it is now.
No, it wasn't. It's far worse. I think it was, but it's far worse now.
It's way far worse. And again,
Trump exposed it.
Democrats were different in the age of the original Roseanne Barr show.
Mm-hmm.
And Democrats weren't the liberal, progressive, whatever you want to call them now, that they were back then. It's a totally different group of people.
I think there's a reason why, and correct me if you think I'm wrong on this. I think back then we as a people were not as sided. We didn't take side. We didn't care. You watch something that was not according to your values, you could still watch it. As we've gone further and we're seeing it seep into our real lives, left-leaning values all of a sudden making groceries cost more, making electricity cost more, making we might have to buy $60,000 cars instead of having $10,000
Drag
cars.
queens giving readings to kids.
Yeah, and housing being taken from citizens and given to foreigners and all this other shit that's going on. As it's come and affected our lives more, they've gotten more violent and harsh toward it. And the reason is because they're close to actually taking over the country.
Well, and let's remember this too. And I mean, I found this out talking to people, in the system itself, is that back in the day, man, these fools on the left and the right would play it up on the TV and talk all the shit they wanted to talk about their candidate and this party and that party. And then at the end of the day, they'd lock the doors and go out to dinner together and go have drinks and everything else. Now, forget about it. The people that are in office today would rather murder each other than go out to dinner together. Yeah. It's a different scene.
It is. It is a different scene.
What it's created not only hate in the parties, but it's created hate in the country with people. Mm-hmm. And you could say, these fools on the left will say, "Oh, it's Donald Trump's fault." No, it started really with Obama, if you want to be honest about it. I mean, he's the one that started separating classes and the hate for police and everything else. Mm-hmm. And it's gone downhill since then. And now we're to a point where I truly believe if Kamala gets elected, we're looking at a complete and total divide of this country, and I don't know if you'll ever get it back.
I'm honestly, I will tell you, I have been lifting weights a little harder than I have in recent years because I want to be ready for whatever's going to happen in November, because I think no matter which way it goes, you're going to see some sort of, going to see civil disobedience. I don't know if it turns into a full-scale bloody war or not, but I think it's coming.
If my wife is listening, I apologize that I'm dropping this to you now on the show, not in person, but I have absolutely decided that I'm going to, this week at some point, go arm myself.
You have to.
One, I think that we are at that point where, look, man, I got called a Christian Nazi today on Facebook. I've gotten, and I haven't said that to my family either, I've literally received threats to me and my health online. And so, you know what? I'm too easy to find at times because of what I do for a living. That I think it's time for me to.
Yeah, you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared.
Not only that, if she does get elected, God forbid, you ain't gonna be able to get one for any kind of cheap price. If not, you may have to go black market to get a weapon if she gets what she wants.
Yeah. Well, I always have my trusty crossbow, which will not be banned. So, not that that'll do much against a gun, but it'll do something. If you hit them in the eye or something.
I definitely do want to talk about the assassination too. But did you have a chance to look at that thing that I sent you?
I have.
Probably not.
I have it here. I haven't really read it. I was aware of it. I saw it yesterday.
It's worth reading some of these things that are in it. Now, this is an affidavit from an ABC employee. You can call him a whistleblower. You want to, whatever you want to call him. You can call him whatever it is. It's a whistleblower who made this document, signed it, sealed it, had it notarized, oh, by the way, the day before the Trump-Harris debate. Mm-hmm. Now, if you read these things that are in there, it tells you everything that he knew that was going to happen with that debate.
Sure.
I can't really see it. Can you read any of that stuff or no?
Yeah. It says dated September 9th. It says so-and-so duly sworn do hereby make the following statement under penalty of perjury. My name is blah, blah, blah. I reside at blah, 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 New York. I have worked for ABC News for over 10 years in various technical and administrative positions. Since the acquisition of ABC News in 1996, I have observed significant transformations in the nature of news reporting at the organization. These changes suggest a shift from unbiased reporting to a model influenced by external factors. For the record, I do not endorse Donald Trump in his capacity as candidate for President of the United States. The intent of this affidavit is to address concerns regarding perceived biases within news reporting within my employer's debate that will be hosted on September 10th, 2024. So this was a day before that he did this.
Day before, notarized, sworn statement.
Right. Now here's part one. Observation on debate communication. Since the debate of President Trump and Vice President Harris had been announced to be broadcast on ABC, various members of staff had expressed hope of a debate where issues that were important to everyday Americans would be discussed, and there have been promises made that the candidates would be held to firm discussion regarding their proposed policy stances and that the debate would not deteriorate into an ad campaign, whereas both candidates would simply make blanket statements without specific policy or explanation as to blah, blah, blah. It's blacked out. Number 2, political position clarification. Many employees of ABC who were looking for a fair and honest debate questioned the clear bias that is well known throughout the company. It is common knowledge that debate moderators as well as chief executive officers of my employer are well known to not support Donald Trump. This led to several employees speaking up in regards to how fair the debate was going to be. We were given assurances that the debate would be fair and that neither the Harris campaign nor the Trump campaign would blank unfair advantage. I'm imagining be given an unfair advantage or be put to an unfair advantage. Number 3, concerns regarding journalistic integrity. It is my belief that contemporary news organizations, including ABC News, no longer adhere to impartiality. The influence of commercial interests and substantial donors appear to affect news presentation, resulting in selective reporting and biased narratives. I have personally witnessed news stories being cut from programming and not reported at all due to the influence of certain corporations linked to our parent company, blank.
Oh, you mean like Disney?
Disney? Number 4, I have noted specific instances related to the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris that raise concerns about the procedural fairness. The specific instances of perceived bias are as follows. Let me get to that
Now,
one.
this guy is not a Trump fan, oh, by the way.
Yeah, not at all.
Not a Trump supporter.
Yeah. He just wants it to be fair, and it wasn't. Number 1, the Harris campaign received particular accommodations, including but not limited to providing of a podium significantly smaller than that used by Donald Trump, and assurances regarding split-screen television views that would favorably impact Kamala Harris's appearance relative to Donald Trump. That's interesting. Number 2, it was agreed that Donald Trump would be subjected to fact-checking throughout or during the debate, while Kamala Harris would not face comparable scrutiny. This was widely known throughout the company that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. In fact, various people were assigned to fact-check observations it was perceived candidate Trump would make during the debate. In fact, Harris campaign required assurances that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. This was done via multiple communications with the Harris campaign, whereas the Trump campaign was not included in the negotiations. Wow. Wow. To my understanding, any rules, negotiations, and conversations pertaining to the debate should have both the Trump and the Harris campaign involved. The Harris campaign had numerous calls regarding the debate rules without the Trump campaign aware or on the call. Damn.
This is election interference, is what this is.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Next point, the Harris campaign was provided with sample questions that, while not the exact questions, covered similar topics that would appear during the debate. What
you
the
want to
hell?
know why this woman sounded like she was actually prepared for once in her entire life? Because she
was.
knew what was coming.
Because she was very prepared. Wow. Furthermore, the Harris campaign imposed restrictions on the scope of questioning, including no questions regarding the perceived health of President Joe Biden. What the fuck? That's not... People want to know that.
She lied about it. She didn't tell the truth about his health, so
That's
they
right.
weren't allowed to ask any questions about it.
No questions. No inquiries related to her tenure as Attorney General in San Francisco. Why would we want to have questions about the only thing that she's ever done? Oh, my God. No questions concerning her brother-in-law, Tony West, who faces allegations of embezzling billions of dollars in taxpayer funds and who may be involved in her administration if elected. Whoa. Wow.
But, dude, some of this stuff is too inside to even make up.
Yeah. Number 5, internal organizational climate. I have observed a pronounced bias against Donald Trump within ABC News. Employees expressing favorable views toward him experience significant concerns about potential retribution. Damn. Number 6, purpose and documentation of affidavit. This affidavit is executed to document and provide transparency regarding the issues of fairness and impartiality in the debate process and broader concerns about journalistic integrity at ABC News. So this guy called out ABC News.
Yes.
Whoa. That's just nutty, man. That's, wow.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, it doesn't get any more plain than that.
No, that's pretty right there.
If you watched the damn debate, you knew that stuff from the beginning anyways. It seemed like she was prepared for once ever. I mean, she was the one talking about space and looking up and she talked about the cloud for apples. It's like a cloud that's
it's up here.
Head. It's up here. And see, that's where your information goes, is up in the cloud.
I'm grabbing my Word document now. Yeah, that's pretty damning stuff there. Holy cow. But you know what's going to happen with it, right? Nothing.
But, I mean, that affidavit was sent to Speaker of the House. I mean, it's sent to Mike Johnson.
Well, they'll have a hearing and they'll say this isn't fair and blah, blah,
We
blah.
talked to Jim Jordan about it today, Congressman Jordan. And so, you know, he's aware of it. Everybody's aware of this document. So we'll see where it goes. But, you know, just like an assassination attempt, we're going to hear nothing about it. We didn't hear anything about the first one. God only knows what's going to be about this one.
Yeah, well, we're not going to hear anything about this new guy because this new guy was up Kamala's ass. There's all kinds of screenshots and stuff all over X of his timelines.
Oh, yeah.
And his timeline was all Trump sucks, Kamala rules. If Trump gets into office, we're doomed, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, did you hear some of the, I mean, he was on like CNN and stuff. I mean,
Newsweek.
The government was aware of this guy.
Of course they were. And again, this guy reminds me so much of Oswald, it ain't even funny. Because this guy, again, much like the other guy, Crooks, this guy was in a BlackRock video or commercial. I don't know if you saw that revelation, but he was in a BlackRock commercial. And this guy was able to travel to Ukraine on his own dime to recruit fighters and then come back. No problems.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
No hassle. You know, it's like, Jesus, they're just like watching the only thing that's missing is the headshot as a replay of JFK.
Reports on shooter was sat for almost 12 hours waiting on President Trump. Round of golf was last minute. Trump was not supposed to even be there. Look, and you know, I was talking to somebody today, and I said, you know, these people are behind this. And he goes, who? Well, who do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy knew that President Trump was going to be on a golf course.
Yeah, and it wasn't announced publicly.
It wasn't like he had a tee time posted on CNN.
No. Well, it's his golf course. He doesn't need a tee time.
What I'm saying.
Walk on whenever he wants. And there was no information about it. It was like an off the book, like a day off. I mean, how'd they even know he was going to be in Florida, let alone at the golf course? Come on.
This guy lived in Hawaii. Traveled to Florida.
What a coincidence that he just happened to be there with his AR or his AK or whatever. And enough, not for nothing, this is a side topic here. But the media needs to shut the fuck up about the gun. Because they are leaning in hard so that Kamala can use this to say, this is why we need to ban AKs and ARs. Look, it was being used. They're trying to use it as a deterrent that MAGA people can't fight back on. Have you noticed that every story leads with an AR or an AK type of weapon? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have. But this, and you may know more about guns than I do.
Yeah.
If not, maybe we can look it up. Mm-hmm. But Charlie said that it was an SKS, not an AK. I don't know what that means.
Well, this is a different model.
What's an SKS? What does that look like?
It shoots it shoots less far. I know that.
Was that a machine gun kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. They're all the same thing.
The left really hates guns until they want to use them to shoot Trump.
Yeah, I mean, this is just another rifle. That's all it is.
So, again, I don't know dick about guns. I know that I just want a cheap one with a holster so I can walk around and nobody fucks with me.
Yeah, I mean, this is the weird thing is, if you think you got to be a hell of a shot to shoot, they said he was like between 300 and 500 yards away.
Yeah.
That's a pretty tough shot with this gun.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a big bulky gun that it is. I don't know that it could even reach that far. I'm sure it can, but it would have to be a very, very good shot to hit something that far away. Not saying it couldn't happen. Snipers are snipers. That's why they're snipers. But man, that would be a really good shot at 500 yards. It's 5 fucking football fields, dude.
I know.
All tucked away in a bunch of bushes. Shooting through a fence
yards.
or something, right?
It says an effective shooting range for that particular weapon would be 440 yards. And I heard he was 400 yards away.
Yeah. So so that's not a lot of leeway when you consider that he was tucked away in some bushes, sticking the barrel of this out through a fence. That's a pretty tough shot, man. Not saying it's impossible by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying that
you got to have some confidence when you shoot a gun like that.
Yeah, I mean, you
have to have some confidence or craziness to go trying to shoot the president. I mean, that's one of those things. This is how great Facebook is. So somebody had posted, Trump has no plan on this. Trump has no plan on that. Trump has no plan on this. And I posted, well, I know what the left's plan is. Shoot him. And immediately my post was flagged.
Oh, yeah.
Taken down and told that I was going to lose my account if I put something like that up again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Facebook's getting very touchy now because we're getting close to the election. I said something on Facebook about this one will piss all you cunts off or something like that. Immediately flagged. Immediately flagged.
I don't think I was done writing it before I got flagged.
Yeah, no, they probably sensed it in your brain and started flagging it.
Second Trump assassination bid. This is breaking news from 2 minutes ago. The suspect was subject of a 2019 FBI tip.
2019. But still roaming around 5 years later and able to get a gun.
Still roaming around.
Able to get a gun within 400 yards of the president. Seems reasonable.
It's just crazy, man. It is so crazy.
It seems reasonable.
They just had a press conference. I'm trying to read if there's anything.
There's not going to be anything. This guy's not going to say shit.
The suspect had been charged and convicted in 2002 in North Carolina for possession of a weapon of mass destruction.
This guy's probably trying to convince the jailers to keep him naked with no fucking bed sheets in his room so that he doesn't accidentally choke himself to death.
Well, that's what I said to Bob today. I said, is he going to be Clintonized? I mean, is that what's going to happen because I think he's connected to somebody. I don't know who, but he's connected to somebody that probably wanted him to do this. And if he starts singing, man, he ain't gonna last.
He ain't
very
gonna
long.
start singing. He's gonna start Epsteining. He's gonna be Epsteined.
He might be.
He's definitely gonna be. There's no way are they gonna let this guy go to trial.
No, I don't think so either. I said that my theory is either A, he'll be. I mean, they're only gonna charge him, I think, with gun charges.
Oh, that seems fair too. So he gets the same treatment as Hunter Biden.
Yeah, and because
Misdemeanor.
he didn't actually fire them. I mean, now the gun charges they're talking about you can get like 15 years for him or something like that.
Wow.
But again, he was sitting there ready to try to kill the former president of the United States and the current, or at least from the things I'm seeing, leader in the polls to be the next president, and he's going to maybe get 15 years, and that's if he goes to prison at all.
Yeah, and so they're going to give him the same sentence as these January 6 people.
I think some of those people are getting worse.
Worse.
I think I got to look this up. There were like 3 women who were
what?
They were charged for something outside of an abortion clinic.
Okay.
And I think they got like 22 years.
Wow.
And they were just praying.
You can't mess with the baby killing, man. Gotta leave that alone. And this comes from somebody that's pro it. You know, again, it's a hot button.
One story about it.
It's a hot button.
It is.
They get votes by protecting abortions.
75-year-old woman sentenced to prison for praying outside an abortion clinic.
For praying?
Yeah. Praying.
Doesn't a U.S.?
Yeah, in the U.S.
Was she trespassing too? I mean, still shouldn't get 20 years or whatever, but I mean, what was she? She had to be doing something else. She couldn't have just been sitting there on her knees with her hands together saying, "Dear God, let this stop." There got to be more to it than that.
Anti-abortion group. She had denied a charge of using force to obstruct reproductive health care services. A crime under Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act. The hell is that?
Again, you got to protect the murderers, man.
I don't know, dude. It's fucking nuts what we're doing in this country. We have lost our minds.
Well, it's the same as look at if you fucking push somebody out of the way, if they're blocking the street, then you're guilty. Everything's turned upside down now, man. None of it makes sense. And it's getting worse all the time. I was watching a video over the weekend. Did you see this video of this woman that
This is true, by the way. The SKS had the serial number filed off.
Of course it did. Did you see the video of the woman in Chicago that was just standing there waiting to cross the street and somebody hit her in the head with a fucking pipe?
I did not, but I would love to.
In the middle of the day. Oh,
I'm telling you right now, if I ever saw like those protesters standing in the middle of the street, like blocking a highway or something like that, and they wanted to block my car, they're getting run over.
Yeah. I'll deal with the 12 instead of the fucking mob.
Absolutely.
I'm with that. I ain't stopping. Fuck that. Let me see. Woman hit by pipe in Chicago. Let me find the video real quick. Where is it at?
You realize that yesterday they played football games instead of breaking in with the fact that the president was...
Yeah, they just ran a ticker on the bottom of the screen.
Right. Like, Trump, somebody was going to try to kill President Trump again. Let's just run a thing at the bottom of the screen. Everything, nothing to see here. We're all right.
Yeah, it's like, whatever. Old news. Deal. Trump got shot at. No biggie.
Kamala won a debate. We don't want to ruin that.
That's right. All right. Why am I not finding this video now? God damn it. I am not finding it now. I wonder if they scrubbed it.
On the sidewalk, blocked the sidewalk to door. Yeah, the abortion lady. How dare you?
Yeah,
the ones that burned down Minneapolis, good old walls there, let them out on the streets, and with no penalties at all. I forgot. Kamala Harris bailed them out.
Yeah. That's why you can't ask any questions about her time as a prosecutor.
These are the people that are going to elect into our. I have to defend my point of view for not liking Taylor Swift telling me who to vote for. These people are voting for literally criminals.
You don't have to defend yourself. Yeah, I'm not.
I want to.
You don't have to defend yourself. Just don't.
I like defending myself.
What they think. I know you like to, but
I do and I don't. Like last night, I saw something and I was like started typing, right? Like I had my phone. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm starting to type this shit out. I'm angry as fuck by this comment that I saw, and I was like, I'm going to respond to this guy. I'm going to show him, and I go, dude, do you see how worked up you're getting, Seth? You're getting so worked up over this guy's one comment that you're not going to be able to sleep tonight if he posts this because you know he's going to say something shitty back to you. You're just creating yourself more hassle.
Yeah. I didn't find that video, but I found this video, which is equally impressive. This is why you need to be armed up. Present. Share. This is why you need to be... Now, this is a bunch of people standing at the corner with their kids. With their kids, right?
Yeah.
Watch this video. Damn right.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly what's supposed to happen.
And that's awesome how she, like, the blonde lady just walks up to him with a gun pointed over top of him, like, move, motherfucker.
Yeah. Shot him right in the fucking chest. Good. Good. But watch at the beginning. This guy's coming up to steal a kid. He's coming up to grab a kid. And she shoots him. Good.
That's awesome.
Good.
That might be the happiest video I've seen all day.
That's the way it's supposed to be. That's exactly how it's supposed to go.
What if that guy died?
Just like that. Huh?
What if that guy died?
I don't think so. He might have, though. Who knows? If he did, so what? Good. Good. Look at her. Roll over, bitch. Don't give a shit if your stomach hurts. That's how it's. That's the world we're in now. I hate to tell everybody that, but that is the world we live in now. You got to be ready, man.
Yeah, and the lack of morals and the lack of God in this country. And I know you may not be the biggest believer. I don't know how your beliefs go.
I have a degree in theology.
Right, but I still don't know how you actually fall on belief or whether you.
I do. You know what? I do. I just don't. I believe more in God and heaven and hell than I do the book. I find the book that was written 60, 80, 100 years later to be ridiculous.
Fair enough. Now, the people that are responding to me, which God do you believe in? Only yours? And, of course, gods need humans to defend them. I mean, we're dealing in a godless, hateful society.
Yeah. We are.
Now, I did look it up because, people were arguing with me about God and this, that, and, and he said, the gay community is a real community, unlike the God people believing in nothing. And I said, well, if you want the facts, 70% of Americans identify as Christian, and about 7% of people in America identify as part of the LGBTQ plus AI community. So, I mean, I hate to burst your bubble, but the majority of Americans don't identify as part of the LGBT plus community.
And if you take it further and include other populations in the world, the LGBTQIA, ABCDEFG is probably about 1/10 of 1%. Because, the Muslims, while we may not believe in their God, they believe in a God.
Right.
And there's 3 billion of them, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Brian. I like the Westboro Baptist Church.
Wow, dude. Okay. On average, globally, 80% of people identify as heterosexual, 3% as gay, lesbian, or homosexual, 4% is bisexual, and 1% is pansexual, and 1% is asexual,
Okay.
and then 1% is other. I don't know what.
What else is left? Well, I'm sure there's something we're not thinking of. People that identify as cats that only like cats or something.
Which country has the highest LGBT population?
That would be good old US of A, I would imagine.
That would be the USA. And after that, the Philippines.
Yeah, it's two places that will not fucking. And again, you're probably some of the people that listen to this show will take this the wrong way, but the fact that we have the highest rate of LGBT people is an absolute one of the privileges of living in this country.
No doubt.
Because it's one of the few places that you can have a ridiculous view like that and not be thrown off the top of a building.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, we're talking about... It's like the funniest thing in the world to me to watch these college protests go on about Israel and how they hate Israel and they're pro Hamas and pro Gaza and all this stuff. Do they not follow the news or follow like what's actually going on? Like Hamas and those people over there will literally toss you from a building for being gay. Yet you're going around with a sign saying gays for
Hamas. gays for Hamas, gays for Iran.
They would kill you.
Yeah.
Like it would be the greatest thing for them to actually cut you down and kill you.
Just go over there. Anybody with a penis, just go over there and say, "Hello, I'd like to suck your dick," and see what happens. You will get thrown off a building as quick as they can fucking drag you to the top of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be the longest part of your journey is the dragging up the stairs and then tossing you off of it.
And they will cheer when you splat.
Right. Yeah. But you go around with a sign around your college campus, you privileged fuck, whose parents are paying for your tuition, and you're going to embarrass them and yourself by going around with a sign saying gays for Hamas.
Yeah, it's
whether you're gay or not. What the hell are you doing, though? I mean,
well, our attitude has always been do whatever you want, just leave us the fuck out of it.
Look, this is a problem. This is what I have a problem with when it comes to. I'm not saying I'm the most educated person, but I do, for a living, follow politics and do research on both sides of the aisle. Despite what people think, I do have to look at other websites to see what they're talking about, what's going on.
Sure.
And so I have made myself an educated opinion on what I think is the right way to go about life and what I think is the right way to go about for this country and how not to lose our republic. If people knew what a republic was and knew that our country was a republic, not a democracy, by the way, maybe they would understand a little bit more. But people are not educated. The Swifties are not educated on why they're voting and who they're voting for.
No.
They're being led by, they call me a cultist because I follow and want to vote for Donald Trump. Yeah. I don't give a shit about Donald Trump. And I've said that in numerous posts. Don't care. Don't care if it's Donald Trump who wins this thing or not, but he's the candidate that's up there for my party.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about Donald Trump.
I disagree with Scott here. It sure does. Well, I don't disagree with Scott. It does seem like it's growing, but that's just because you're watching too much media. Yes. The media is trying to normalize it, but it ain't.
And by the media normalizing, what it's become is more of a fad than anything else. It's become something where it's cool to say that I am, and so that's what they'll do.
That's a kid thing, too. I mean, you don't see people our age fucking... I mean, look, to anybody that thinks... How old is Scott? You know Scott, right? Yeah, roughly, how old is Scott?
I would say 30s, late
30s. 30s? All right. Maybe at some of the fringe stuff Scott sees, maybe he sees a little bit of it, but ultimately, like do you still do your breakfast on Sundays?
Yeah.
When you go to your breakfast on Sundays, if you look around that restaurant, how many guys do you see holding hands or chicks or whatever?
No,
None. Because the media propagates it as like it's happening everywhere in every scenario. It's really not. Although and if there was, that would be okay too. Who gives a shit? But it's not. It's just not happening all the time.
We went to go get ice cream the other day at Handles up by us. and
Yeah.
saw two guys walking up holding hands
Okay.
to go get ice cream. And I said, hey, look at that. And the reason I was shocked and said, hey, look at that, is not because I care about what the fuck they're doing.
It's because you don't see it.
It's such an you don't see it. Yeah. It's so unusual to see that actually happening. But if you listen to the media and you listen to some of these leftists, you would think that everybody should be holding hands with the same sex, and everybody's guys with their dicks lopped off and changing genders, and you would think that that's everybody that's going to get ice cream, but it's not.
Yeah, dude, this is a different topic totally, but it's sort of the same topic. It's more the media. So for years, probably 20 years, I have been a huge fan of Law and Order SVU.
Yeah,
I love that show. I really, really love that show. But in the last, say, 4 or 5 years, it has just turned into this complete woke fest. And it came to a head. Now, Olivia, the Mariska Hargitay, the real hot chick, or formerly hot, but she's finally hit the wall, so not quite as hot anymore. Right. She plays Olivia on the show. And she has this kid, Noah, that's 8. And they literally did an episode where this kid was coming out to his mom and telling his mom that people at school were making fun of him because he's bi. And I'm like, he's fucking 8. And of course, do they go, are you sure you want to be saying that? Or how do you know that? Or do they ask any of those questions? No. She goes, I'm so proud of you, Noah, for just knowing who you are at such a young age. I'm so proud. And that's not what's happening.
No.
That is not what's happening.
It's sickening that that's what they portray.
Mm-hmm. But that's why people think that it's more than it is. It's not. It's just not.
The sad part is that there are parents out there that will actually go, oh my God, maybe that's my child. Megan Fox, I think she dressed her boys up as girls.
Yeah, and calls them both. And now, because whatchamacallit, that Sean Strickland called out, what's his name? Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
For raising 2 faggot kids. Which is a pretty funny line, actually. But that's where it comes from. Dude, now, I will say in the celebrity world, it might be 20%.
Yeah, because they're crazy.
Because they're all nutty, and they all look for anything. Look, they're born and raised to get attention.
Oh, yeah.
So when the attention starts waning on them, then they stick their kids into it. Look at Will Smith. Look at Dwayne Wade. Oh, yeah. Megan Fox. As the attention starts to fade, then they all of a sudden have kids that could get attention. As look at how liberal we are. Look at how progressive we've raised our kids to. We respect their 8-year-old bisexuality. Get the fuck out of here.
Scott said, I love pan, so I was looking at what a pansexual actually is, because I don't know if I actually knew that. I know that Wayne Brady, host of Let's Make a Deal,
Mm-hmm.
I think he came out as pansexual.
Oh, good.
Pansexual are people attracted to people of any gender identity, regardless of gender. So pansexuality is different from bisexuality, which is defined as attraction to multiple gender identities. Pansexuality explicitly includes people who are intersex or outside the gender binary.
How is that different than being a bisexual?
Because apparently you're not woke, Chris. There's more than just two genders.
But is bisexual listed as only 2?
Bi
is it a specific 2?
Yeah, bi is just you're attracted to male or female, both.
Oh.
But pansexual is you're attracted to all 98 different genders.
I see.
You'll
fuck a Zer as well as a
you'll fuck anything. You'll fuck a lamp.
Yeah. An LA or an MP.
Let's see, how many genders are there?
Oh, I'm sure there's hundreds now.
How many genders are all 72 gender list?
72?
Yeah. Okay, you want me to look?
Oh, please read that.
Just to kill some time here, my friend. We got a half hour to go into the show, so I want to see what these all are. If you have any questions as to what they are, there's definitions here.
Okay, please.
Agender.
Don't know that one. What is
A
that?
person who does not identify themselves with experience or any gender. Agender. Yeah, they're also called null genders or genderless. Ambigender. They're profound, deep, and infinite.
What?
Associated with being profound, deep, and infinite. The term ambigender may be used alone or in combination with other genders. Adamus gender. A gender that is indefinable.
I've never heard of any of this bullshit.
Aerogender. This gender identity changes according to one's surroundings. So depending on where they're at, they just change.
I see. So if you're in a gym in a steam room with a bunch of men, you'll suck their dick. But if you're in a room with a bunch of women, you'll fuck the women.
Go with that.
Good.
A steady gender is a type of gender identified derived from aesthetics. Okay. Affectionate gender based on the person's mood or fluctuation.
Based on the mood.
Yeah. So depending on how you wake up in bed is what you're going to decide you're going to be.
Last I heard, gender was a scientific thing.
No. This is a. We're only number 6, dude. So we got a ways to go here in the gender.
Holy cow.
A gender flux.
Okay.
Brief shifts to different gender types. So it could hit them in the middle of the day and they could switch gender types.
I see.
A lexigender. Person has gender identity between more than one type of gender, although cannot name the genders they feel fluid in.
So that's the anything. Anybody, anything gender.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay.
I'll fuck anything that moves.
Alias gender. This gender stands apart from existing social gender constructs. Means having a strong, specific gender identity that is neither male nor female.
All right, hold on. Before you go further,
yeah.
Aren't a lot of these things the same thing?
They seem to be. But this one's different. Amari gender.
You want to fuck Amari Cooper when he catches a touchdown?
Exactly.
Which did not happen yesterday, so no fucking for him.
Depending on what the person is emotionally attached to. So whatever gender they feel emotionally attached to.
I see.
Ambonic. Identifies themselves as both man and woman, and yet does not belong to either. I'm just going to try to find some good ones here.
Yeah, and these all should be classified as mental illness.
Yes, they should be. Here's angenital.
Oh.
This person desires to be without any primary sexual characteristics, although they do not identify as genderless.
Isn't that the same as like an incel or an asexual?
I think so. Anxiety gender.
Anxiety gender.
Yeah, this gender identity has anxiety as its prominent characteristic. I didn't know that was a gender. I mean, I've had anxiety my entire life, dude, but I don't consider that a gender of mine. But apparently I'm
so if someone says that you want to beat their ass and you get anxious about it, that really means that you want to fuck them.
Here's a astrogender. This person has bright and celestial gender identity.
Okay.
Astral gender. Oh. Gender identity that feels to be related to space. Dude, if you identify...
Come on!
This is from a medicine net. This is an actual journal. If you identify yourself with something in space, you got more problems in your gender identity, dude. Bigender.
Oh.
2 gender identities at the same time or different times. Biogender. Closely related to nature. Oh, here we go. Boy flux gender.
Oh, boy.
This person identifies themselves as male, but they experience a varying degrees of male identity. This may range from feeling agender to completely male. Burst gender. Frequent bursts in intense feelings of different genders. That's what I have, dude. I mean, there's sometimes where
Burst
shit, I feel like a
gender?
woman. Burst gender. When I look down, I feel like a woman. It's a burst gender problem I have.
I only have that burst gender right before I come.
The cavus gender. Close to one gender when depressed and another when not depressed. Let's go down a little bit here. Let's go to like 50s.
All right. These are all ridiculous so far, by the way.
There's espa gender.
Espa.
SB gender.
Okay.
Individual relates their gender to identity with spirits.
Ooh. I want to fuck Casper.
Femme fluid. Person is fluid or fluctuating regarding the female genders. There's a lot of one that sound the same, but they're not. Genderqueer. This individual blurs the preconceived boundaries of gender in relation to the gender binary or having just one type of gender. What is this one? Gender witched.
Gender witched?
Yeah. This person is inclined toward the notion of having one gender but does not know which one.
Okay.
Mirror gender.
So confused. A lot of these could be just redefined as confused.
This is what it really comes down to. Omnigender. Having or experiencing all genders. All 72.
All 72.
Ooh, at what age does a child understand gender identity?
What age?
Yeah. You want to take a guess, sir?
Probably, according to this, about 3.
Well, age 2 to 3, children know the difference between a boy and a girl. They may start to see themselves as either a girl or a boy regardless of their sexual anatomy.
You have got to be kidding me. 3.
2 to 3 years old. 4 to 5. At this age, your child understands their gender identity. However, the older they grow, the more conscious they become about gender roles, expectations, and stereotypes. For example, they believe that certain toys or clothes are only for boys or girls. So at 4 to 5 is when they actually gravitate towards which gender they're going to be.
I see. So that's when we should let them cut their dicks off.
6 to 7, they are confident about themselves and their gender identity. And are less afraid of expressing.
6 to 7.
6 to 7 years old.
Please.
8 years old, children will start to experience a gender crisis.
What?
Yes, at 8 years old, you will start to experience a gender crisis and not know what of these 72 genders you would like to be.
How come we never had that?
I don't know. I mean, I never even thought about gender, to be honest with you. I was born a boy. I kind of went and said, I don't even remember making a conscious decision to go, yep, I'm a boy. And you know why? Because I was raised a boy. Nobody told me any different.
Yeah.
There wasn't 72 genders to fucking choose from.
Yeah.
Somebody handed me a toy truck. I played with it. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what the hell the problem is here. The problem is the parents.
Yeah. You looked down, you saw dick, you knew what you were.
Yeah, if parents weren't fucked in raising their kids like idiots, then there is no gender confusion.
That's true. What a mess. God. We are living in fucking weird times, man.
Weird times. And I'm the one that gets shit on Facebook. Not these idiots. These idiots are right. I'm the crazy one.
Yeah, you're the crazy one.
Because I don't think that Hulk Hogan, Taylor Swift, or celebrities should be deciding who we vote for in this country. I'm the crazy one because I don't think that saying a prayer at midfield, 50-yard line is a bad thing. It's okay. I'm the crazy one because I don't believe in 72 genders.
Right.
Never even heard of some of these words.
Yeah, no. and you probably never will again because it's all ridiculous.
But I'm the fucked up one because I like Donald Trump.
Yeah, you are. Well,
Holy shit, dude.
he said mean things, dude. Bad tweets. Orange man bad.
I'm the crazy one because I like Donald Trump or any Republican for that matter to run this country because of ideals, morals, and believe in capitalism, not communism. But
that's
these
it.
72 gender people are normal.
Yeah. Right. Correct.
When did we get so turned around, man? I don't get it. When did we get so turned around that people that believe in 72 different genders who think that Taylor Swift is the be-all, end-all to voting, those are the good people, and I'm the crazy one.
Yeah. Brian.
Give your kids sex toys at 8 years old.
Why not?
See where they put it, and that's their gender identity.
Here you go, Sally. This is called the rabbit vibrator. It's for rubbing that little bump on your pussy known as the clit.
Wow, dude.
Well, that seems to be what they want to go with.
Oh man, makes me sick that I actually talk to some of these people and that's what they actually believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm close to some of these people.
You know what the funny part of it is?
There's a funny part?
There is a funny part. Because for all their stance about this issue, if you talk to them as harshly as I just have been, they will clam up in a second. They will be like, oh, you can't say that. You know, then they don't want to talk about it. When you actually bring the hardcore what this is about, which is fucking, and you bring it to them in the hardest terms, face to face, they will shut the fuck up because they want to have this ideology without being responsible for what it means. And it's really fun to do. As much as you enjoy getting on social media and doing that, I love when somebody starts espousing this bullshit and I come back to them with, do you think your kid should be sucking dick at 8 years old? And then boom, oh, how can you fucking say that? Well, you're the one that said that your kid is bisexual. So obviously little Tommy should be stuffing a dick in his mouth, right? Then they get defensive. Then they get mad. Then they get really upset because they can't handle actually having real discussion because they can't handle the facts on the matter. And that is the fact of the matter.
Natalie, you're correct. Parents are the problem teaching their children this stuff. Without a doubt.
Yeah. I believe Brian on this one, too. It's all about trying to legalize pedo stuff. I agree. It is about that. There's already shit out there about trying to list pedos as just another sexual classification.
Which is crazy. But when you have, and I know that there's people out there, including people that I know, that think it's okay to have, these fucking drag queen people teaching children and reading to them at libraries. When you have them trying to recruit children at that young of an age, when their minds are being formed to think things, that's what it is. It's recruiting, it's grooming children.
Mm-hmm.
To believe that there are 72 fucking genders out there.
Yeah. It's trying to normalize it is what it's trying to do.
And I'm quite frankly, I'm wondering when we're going to stop putting genders on birth certificates.
Oh, that's coming. Are you kidding? Birth certificates, driver's license.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what's going to come first? A ban on having a men's room and a ladies' room.
Well, you see that already in some places.
Well, you see people voluntarily doing it, but you're going to get a government thing. There's going to be some legal case somewhere that says that it's gender bias to have these identified bathrooms.
There are certain stores that we go to, and I won't name the names, but they already have these.
Why won't you name the names if they have them?
They have these unisex bathrooms. I'm going to
name the names.
Burlington.
Yeah, Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those where they have like these fucking unisex bathrooms. And my wife hates it because, dude, let's be honest with you. Some guys just don't even care about what lifting the seat, whatever.
Yeah, of
There's
course.
piss all over the fucking place. And now you're asking a woman to go in there and sit on it.
Yeah.
I mean, people are naturally disgusting. And look, we should forget about the whole pedophile thing when there's little girls in the bathroom and then you have guys going in the same bathroom. Forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just
in general.
A woman, I don't want to go into another restroom where a guy either just was or is or anything else. Why would you want that?
Yeah. And that goes both ways. Who wants to go into a women's bathroom and smell like rotting fucking tampons and shit? Fuck that. Don't want that either. As a guy.
And look, I hate to tell people, but we are different. Men and women are different. That's why women should not be, or men should not be playing women's sports and vice versa. I mean, it is what it is. We are different. And bathrooms are a place where it should stay different.
Yeah.
Locker rooms are a place where it should stay different. As much as I would love, because I do have a fantasy of walking into an all-gender locker room and there's just a bunch of hot chicks getting naked all over the place. I would love that. But one, that's not reality because most of them are not going to be good looking that are getting naked. But two, a little privacy is okay. A little separation is okay. I don't like getting undressed in front of other men in a locker room, much less women in a locker room.
Yeah. And you know what the saddest part is, dude? If you ever got yourself in the environment you're talking about, you'd be like, this is nothing. Like I've been backstage at strip clubs.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's just like, all right. Because they're not being strippers at that point. They're just being fucking workers. You know, it's not nearly as hot when you see them just sitting around bitching and moaning and, you know, trying to cover up the black eye that their boyfriend gave them or whatever.
I've had that same dream, Seth. I'm telling you. But they're not like that. You're going to go into the locker room. There's going to be like 65-year-old silver sneakers broad getting naked, changing her shoes and shit, and she's bending over and the flaps are all over the place. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a horrible situation. Mm-hmm. You're not going to walk in and all of a sudden it's like bikini paradise.
No, not at all. It's like you know what it's like? It would be like going to a nude beach.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the only time I've ever been to a nude beach. I was totally pumped up to go to the nude beach. Went to the nude beach and was just like, ugh. There was like nothing hot on the beach.
Luckily, I didn't go to a nude beach, but it was a topless beach.
Yeah.
In the Dominican. And I was sitting there going, I was pumped, man. I was like, I'm going to see some boobs tonight, man. This is going to be the best night of my life. I walked down to that beach and I saw some of these women that are laying there topless. And I was like, holy shit, I wanted to wash my eyes with bleach.
Meanwhile, their nipples are staring at the sand as they flop off and stuff.
It was just terrible. There was like boobs hanging saggier than, my belly is, dude. It was hanging down to their knees. I'm saying, get the fuck out of here. What am I going to do with this?
Covering their snatch with their tits.
It was awful. I went back. I was married to somebody else at the time, and I went back and I looked at her. I was like, thank God I got this one. It wasn't that great.
Yeah, no shit. All right, are we done? I think
we're
done.
Already?
Yeah. We're close.
All right.
Close enough.
Well, you're done talking about nude beaches and.
Yeah, I'm getting filthier by the minute. Might be good to. I'm drifting from Seth Williams Show to Classic Metal Show in a real big hurry today for
Brian
some reason.
from Tennessee likes it though. So.
Of course he does. He's a CMS guy. But I know some of your fans are probably, some of the Seth fans are probably like, why is this guy talking all this shit?
All right. Well, what do you got going on Wednesday? Anything yet?
I don't have anything yet. I'm working on some things, but I don't have anything to report quite yet.
We'll see what we got going. Hopefully we'll have Tony on, and I want to get Matt on like we talked about earlier in the next couple of weeks.
Matt's going to be coming on to tell the stories of interviewing. He just interviewed David Gilmour, man.
I was thinking about David Gilmour today. I'm a huge Floyd fan.
Sure.
And when somebody was talking about Taylor Swift and voting the way that she says, like I wouldn't listen to Pink Floyd for pharmaceutical advice, dude. I mean,
No.
Yeah, those guys aren't exactly the guys. If they're telling me what to take, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, well, those guys know how to survive it. I will give them that credit. But
Yeah, well,
and you're certainly not going to listen to Roger Waters for political advice.
certainly not. I will not be listening to him either.
Say he's a damn near communist. So,
All right, everybody.
all right,
Have yourself a good night. We appreciate listening and watching and everything else. God willing, we will talk to you again on Wednesday.
yes, we will. See you, folks.
folks.
Seth Williams loves this land, stands tall and proud. Believes in freedom, speaks his mind out loud. Mentored by Trip, he learned to be tough. Life knocked him down, but he got back up. Lost a leg, but he's still strong and true. Chasing dreams under skies of red, white, and blue. Voting for Trump, he shouts it clear. WTAM tried to bring him down, but he's still here. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. Hates LeBron James, won't wear that crown. Prefers hard work and blue jeans in this town. Radio waves try to shut him up, but Seth keeps singing, filling that cup. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air.